Hi, this is Anna Nolan, Social Media Director for School Webmasters. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up a Pinterest page for your school. So the first thing you're going to do is navigate to www.pinterest.com. And as you can see, you have an option to create a new profile here. Rather than using these fields, we're going to go ahead and look at this bottom menu, and we're going to choose Businesses. As a school, you're going to want to set up a business page versus a personal page. So we're going to go ahead and click on Join as a Business. And the first thing you'll do is provide an email address associated with the account. This can be a school email and should be accessible by whomever will be managing your Pinterest page. Next, you will provide a password. And for this, I recommend that you use both lowercase and uppercase letters. And you can throw in some numbers and special characters as well. And next, you'll provide the name of your school in this field. Select your business type. So for Pinterest, you're just going to choose Other. They don't have an option for schools, but you'll be able to specify what kind of business you are later on in your profile. And you definitely want to include your website here. And click Create Account. Now Pinterest is going to make some suggestions as to some other Pinterest boards that you might want to follow to help build up your home feed. Your home feed is where you see all the different things being pinned by the Pinterest community. And this way you can see what other online resources are being circulated among your Pinterest community. And you can choose to repin what you find, and it's a good way to see what's floating around out there. So let's go ahead and choose Education. I like Educational Crafts, that's good. Special Education, pretty much anything here that applies to your community. Click on them and Pinterest will help you by finding boards that match these topics. Next, it's going to give you the option to include a browser button. Now that's personal preference. I personally really like the Pinterest button. It loads into the toolbar at the top of your page, and it makes it so that whenever you're surfing the web, whenever you're online, if you come across a website that you really like and that you want to share, all you have to do is click on the Pinterest button. It will link automatically back to your Pinterest page, and Pinterest will ask you which board you want to pin it to, and poof, it'll be done. It'll make it so that you don't have to log back into Pinterest and then go back and find that resource. You can do it right from the website. So I already have this button, so I'm going to go ahead and skip this. After just a few moments, Pinterest will have built up a home feed for you. Now, as in all other social media pages, I highly recommend that you go ahead and look for other applicable pages in your area. So you should be able to find Pinterest pages for maybe other schools in your neighborhood, for businesses and other organizations, and also for other professional educational organizations like your State Department of Education, as well as other education experts. It's a really great way to share resources, and you'll be able to see what their favorite websites are, and you might be able to find a few things that you want to use. So this is your home feed, and currently these are just the websites being saved by other people on Pinterest. The first thing we need to do is build up our profile. So we're going to come up to this little pin here, click on that, and click My Profile. We're going to edit the profile. And let's go ahead and add a profile picture. Your profile picture should be consistent with whatever type of logo you're using on your website and your other social media pages. So there's ours, and there's a username option here as well. Now Pinterest has automatically assigned me a web address for Pinterest. You do not have to use the address that's been assigned to you, and I normally do recommend that you go ahead and personalize this. Make it your own, make it identifiable so that your community can find you on Pinterest more easily. And if it's available, Pinterest will let you use that URL. Now we'll add a little description about your school, and we'll add your location. And click Save. Now that you have personalized your profile a bit, let's go ahead and look at settings. You can edit your settings regarding your account basics, your profile details, your notifications, and this is an area where you tell Pinterest how much you do and do not want to hear about by email versus when you're on Pinterest. If you choose, you can have all these notifications pushed to your email. Personally, I don't like to do that because then my inbox gets very cluttered. You can pick and choose which things you want to hear about, or you can go ahead and just turn email off entirely. And you can choose to just get the notifications when you're on Pinterest, in which case it would show up right up here. And you would get a little number that would tell you that someone has interacted with your page. We don't see anything today because this is a brand new page, but when someone repins one of your pins or shares a pin with you, all that will show up right here when you log into Pinterest. You can also decide whether you want to connect Pinterest to your other social network. That way, if you pin something new, it will ask you if you want to share it on Facebook or on Twitter. That's a good way to keep all of your social pages connected. So after you have familiarized yourself with all of the menu items here in your profile, let's go ahead and look at your personal pin board. So the way this works is we currently have 0 boards, 0 pins, all of that we will work on. These are the pages that we chose at the beginning. And now you just need to create boards and save pins. You can do that in whichever order makes the most sense to you. For instance, you could go ahead and create a board. You know that you're going to want something like books for students. And you might choose to describe the board, choose a category, and we'll do education. You don't want to keep your board secret. The only reason you would do that is if you were sharing it with other specific people. So if you have multiple teachers who are contributing to your Pinterest board, then you can have certain boards that are only between those teachers. Maybe they just want to share resources with one another, but they don't want to share those resources with everybody. Then this would be where they would do that. And then again, collaborators would be the people who are allowed to add pins to your board. So if you have multiple people contributing to your Pinterest account, then you want to go ahead and name them here. They need to already be on Pinterest, and then they will be allowed to add pins to your board as well. We'll click create. And there's our board. Now you would just need to start saving pins. You can do this by visiting your home feed, which is up here, and maybe finding some pins here that you think would work for that board. Or you can start browsing the web for your favorite website, and from that website, you can go ahead and add a pin to your board. So I'm going to show you how to do that real quickly. We'll visit a website called Common Sense Media, and they have top picks for all kinds of things. So we'll look at best book. And as you can see, they have all these different lists. And let's say that we want to recommend the newest Rick Riordan book to your students. Then you would just pin this, and all you need to do is use that pin button that we talked about earlier. You would click the button, and it will take you to your choice of pins. We'll choose this one. And it'll ask you which board you'd like to pin it to. Our board is currently called Books for Students. We'll click pin it. And now when you go back to your Pinterest, you'll see that you currently have one pin on this board. There's the board, Books for Students. There's your pin. And all you would do is just keep adding pins. As you come across resources that you want to share, you would just build new boards, add new pins. And then I highly recommend cross-posting. That means that if you are on Twitter and you're also on Facebook, go ahead and share your boards on Facebook and Twitter. Let those audiences know that you have collected some resources in a specific area on Pinterest, and that will drive traffic back and forth between your different social media pages. And then you'll also want to make sure that you pin pages from your website to your Pinterest boards, and that will drive traffic from your Pinterest page back to your website. Pinterest is very helpful for sharing all of your favorite online resources. Think of it as a digital bulletin board, and you can share things with students, other teachers, other administrators, and with parents. If you ever have any questions about how to use your Pinterest board most effectively for your school, go ahead and contact us. You can reach us at www.schoolwebmasters.com. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.